Thanks for checking out episode 14 of the Enkindled Columbus podcast. You're listening to Sushi by Northern Whale. If you want to hear more from the band, give them a follow on Instagram at _Northern Whale, or find their music on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere else that you stream music.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Enkindled Columbus. Also, did you know we started a Patreon? For as low as $2 a month, you can support the local music scene and get your name mentioned on the podcast as a supporter.
Anyways, here's the podcast. Welcome to the Enkindled Columbus podcast. My name's Zach.
And this is Alonzo, and today we're with Brandon, Seth, Scott, and Jake. I got it right. Boom. Of Northern Whale.
Yeah.
What is up?
What's up, guys?
I know we're missing, who's the other two more, right? We're missing, right?
We're missing Selena, our bass player, and Mike Mitchum, our trumpeter.
/ keyboard tier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, / keyboard now. That's new.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I think when I seen you guys play, because the first time we seen you guys play was at Shrunken Head with the Girl Fox show.
Yeah.
Were you rocking keys that day?
Yeah, I rocked both of them. I had been for a while, but it's just we're trying to declutter like the front of the stage and
I
like
understand.
Like with the wireless microphone and stuff. It's just
Yeah,
I feel like it's
Well,
more
when you're
engaging.
jumping around and on people's shoulders and
he's
stuff
busy.
like that.
Yeah, just
He's a
feels
busy
more
guy.
engaging when I can run around and be
sure.
stupid.
I get jealous. I want to do all that fun stuff.
Well, just move the kit with you.
I know.
Like,
I got to put it on like Tommy Lee used to do or something. The cage.
Shrunken Head.
I know.
Cage. Oh, that's
So
awesome.
you guys have been going, at least in some capacity, since 2008, right?
Yeah, we actually say it was actually before then. We got together as like really young boys, and we were, just messing around, playing music here and there. But then Northern Whale came to be. We say the birthday of Northern Whale was the same day Michael Jackson died.
Okay.
That was actually when we found out that I was going to be the singer. And then we're in the basement practicing and going over whatever. And then we went upstairs, and it was on the news that Michael Jackson died. So, I guess we're the reincarnated Michael Jackson.
Basically.
If you want to say that.
Absolutely not. That was so disrespectful.
Oh, man.
Kinda.
Too soon. Too soon. It's been like 12 years. Come on.
Hey, then start moonwalking on stage.
Yeah,
Scott's
there we
over
go.
there
Step
thinking,
it up.
I've never been more thankful for the death of Michael Jackson. I thank him every day for our music.
We are now the king of pop.
Oh, man. So, let's say 2008, right? After you guys formed Northern Whale happened, what's changed so far? I mean, you guys been playing for a while then, right? Did you start gigging immediately, or how long did it take you guys to start gigging?
I quit once.
Oh, okay. Was that a dark time in the
No,
dance
it
industry?
wasn't. It wasn't
there.
a dark.
He
says it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it was.
We're not there in the timeline yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll
yeah.
get there.
All right.
Okay.
Whoops.
Let's start. Someone take us through it, and I mean, it can be a speedy version or
Take us there, Jake.
All right.
Go through it, Jake.
So it started actually with me playing drums. Brandon played guitar, and then we had a bass player. His name's Jake, and then a singer whose name was Jared. Jared quit, and then we were looking for a singer. And then I decided to step up and became the singer. Then we needed a drummer. Then we got a drummer. His name was Tyler. He left the band, and then we needed a drummer again. And that's when Seth came around for the first time. And then that was the
Had a good
main
few years.
Northern Whale for a couple of years. Released a couple EPs with that lineup.
And then I wanted to play some metal. And then I went and played some metal and then quit that band. And then I tried, they asked me to keep filling in shows and I was like, absolutely. And then I was like, hey, I want to do this.
Yeah, this is
Like,
fun.
I miss you guys a lot. And then they're like, no, you don't. And I'm like, no, I really do. And then I'm like, no, make me the permanent drummer for
You had
sure.
to win us back.
Yeah, and then they're like, you don't want to do this, do you? And I'm like, I really do. And then, yeah, I think
the rest of the band's like, we knew you'd come crawling back.
Yeah. Yeah, so
We
that,
made him beg.
yeah, they made me work for it.
Before he came back, we also had Guido, is a boy's name, as our drummer. He was actually the one that did all of the... He
I like
did
the
all of
clarification.
he did all of the drums on the Until I'm Found album. That was all Guido. And
Whoa.
yeah, then he moved.
I drummed on a song.
He played drums on Deep.
When I quit the band, Brandon went on drums, and that's when Scott joined as the lead
now
guitar
we're
player.
jumping all over the place.
Then and then once Guido joined, Scott got demoted to rhythm guitar.
No, we're both lead guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch the video, the new music video, they're both lead guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But yeah, and then Guido moved to DC, so we still needed a drummer again. Seth was always there, willing to fill in for us.
Because
and
I'm
then,
our number one cheerleader.
And then he just we added him back permanently, and that's where we are today.
And then I'll quit in a year. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I can't wait.
And we're all best friends.
Good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah,
Man.
that's
That makes
good.
things.
Yeah.
That
We
makes
play-
things work so much better.
We play Super Smash Brothers like every night.
I do
Badass.
not partake.
On the Nintendo Switch, or
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, Scott does not partake. He doesn't like it.
Don't like
He
it.
wants to play Mario Party.
Fair enough. I
Mario
get
Party is so good, dude.
It's fun. It's a good game. And I guess leaving the topic of Nintendo and back to
come back.
Northern Wales.
Yes.
Is there any challenges that come with having 6 people in a group? That's a lot. Is there? I don't know. I don't know what the average number is for a
It
group.
is a lot. I mean, finding room on stage is always a worry going into a show. I mean, we
Okay.
played here last week, and great gig, great venue, great place to play. Not the biggest stage.
No,
we made it
absolutely.
work
Yeah, a
really
little
well.
tight for 6 people.
A little tight for 6, but I mean, we made it work, and it was still a really fun show. But I mean, that's always a concern first and foremost.
Scheduling.
Scheduling
Yeah.
sucks. There, I mean, there's headaches there that come up from that.
Absolutely.
Just because, I mean, that's 6 different lives you got to try and coordinate at the same time. So there's challenges here and there, but I mean, we've made it work for this long. So
What have you learned so far? I guess having 6 people in one project like this, is the songwriting everyone's like? Is that up to everyone, or what have you learned as musicians?
Google Drive definitely helps with songwriting because, like, we can't always be in the same place. So we have ideas and we put it in the same drive and we all work off each other's stuff.
Brandon's the head songwriter. He puts a lot of ideas into and then he's like, help me out with this, come up with a melody with this. And then we'll all kind of pitch in and, yeah. That's about it.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's good. I mean, I think that's cool that you guys can, bounce around ideas and build
Yeah, it's
from
really
it.
cool.
we
Yeah.
definitely couldn't survive without group chats, like group chat apps.
No,
Right now we're
totally
using
get it.
this one called
Sometimes when
Band,
I'm trying to go to sleep, I have
Ironically.
to shut it off.
which isn't conductive, but anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, band chat apps, and then Google Drive is
It's key.
we could not survive without it. So,
You drop demos and stuff on
yeah,
it. and
demos,
pass it- yeah.
like new mixes of songs, like all that kind of stuff, videos, everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So you guys have 2 full-length albums on Spotify, right? You have the one called The Flawed Album and Until I'm Found. So run me through, let's start with The Flawed Album. Run me through the creation of that. How'd that go?
So, I mean, that was
Flawed.
it was definitely flawed. I mean, it is true to the name. That was with the lineup of me singing, Scott playing guitar, Jake Stevens as our bass player, and Brandon as our drummer.
Okay.
Those songs, it was good in the sense that I think it was really good for us to go through that process. I think it was good to just go through the grind that is like putting a whole album like that together.
Absolutely. It's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah, and I mean, we recorded in Cleveland for that entire album, so it was like an hour and a half for every single studio session, which
Yeah.
isn't much different now because we record in Canton. But I mean, I think it was good for us in, just like I said, like just having the experience of putting a big project like that together, and saying that we had a full album.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
backing us.
And you guys are from Youngstown, right?
We are.
A lot of cool bands from Youngstown.
Yeah.
So
Real
many.
cool. Model Rockets, Whiskey Pilot, East Ninth. I'm just trying to plug them all.
He's going on
Lava
a
Brothers,
spree.
Spirit of
Lava
the
Brothers,
Bear.
Spirit of the Bear.
Spirit of the Bear.
Spirit-
Super
they're
dope.
so
I like
good.
them.
Yeah, they're great.
What do you think makes what the criteria for a town to have a bunch of like bands come from it? Like Columbus music scene's really big here. And
I think just like I don't like the artsy vibe of it.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
the more just I don't know what it is. And like Columbus, I feel is a lot similar to, or Youngstown's a lot similar to Columbus in the sense of like that artsy vibe. I mean, much smaller, obviously, but like I don't know, just kind of like the same vibe coming from both different places.
I
It's
think
definitely-
everyone being supportive of each other's bands helps a lot
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
It kind of makes every
definitely-
band want to get better.
It's definitely changed a lot too, because I mean, when we like when we started, we were kids. I mean, we had like every gig, we had the X's on our hands because we were like 15 years old playing in bars at midnight. So like, I mean, and it's definitely changed since we were that young because at the time, like, I mean, the other bands that we're playing with now were not around yet. So we were playing with like
Rock
heavy
bands.
metal bands,
Yeah.
screamo bands. I mean, classic rock. Like really, it was like we really didn't fit in.
Right.
But like slowly, just over time, as we got older and like the other people our age and the bands that we're friends with now, you know, they got older, they started forming bands, and it just kind of helped cultivate what is like the really underground, amazing Youngstown music scene.
For sure. For
Great.
sure.
Definitely.
Sounds the best. Is it safe to say, in like the humblest way you can say it, we like to think of ourselves as humble guys?
For sure.
This is going down. This is a slippery. This is a slippery slope.
Something's gonna happen here. I don't know what should I do with my hands.
I feel like we came up playing only with metal bands.
Okay.
And like metal and rock bands. And we were like, through Youngstown, one of the first bands that were like not metal.
Right.
And I don't know. That's really cool because people started coming out. Then people started like Spear of the Bear came. What?
Spirit of the
Probably
Bear
2
was one of
years
the first
after
ones.
I started. I was in Northern Whale.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to be like similar to us, and then because of that, we played with them all the time, and it was awesome because now you have all these people coming out who are like want to stay for the whole show because you have these alternative bands playing, and you're not hearing us, and then right after that, hearing some 30-year-old dude screaming to like what I mean, cover
exactly.
like
That
some
turns
cover,
off the
some
fans.
cover metal band. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it turns
Yeah.
off fans really quickly when the lineup
absolutely.
is not set up correctly.
So I don't. It just seems like ever since the alternative scene broke more into Youngstown, it has been such a phenomenal place to play and to
Right.
have fans and family.
sure.
Yeah.
It's got its own sound. Like even like the metal bands that come out of Youngstown have their own sound too. Like
You don't think it's oversaturated then in metal?
it was.
It was. Not anymore,
It
I
was
wouldn't
years
say.
ago. There was actually a festival that was called Vex Fest that was put on, and all the bands were just like hard rock and like that early like 2000s sound
then us.
rock, like the new metal, and then like the metalcore, and only I mean not too many metalcore bands are around anymore. There's maybe like metalcore like
It seems like it's kind of a dying.
yeah, just kind of been on the the decline. Even like
I mean,
the
there are
bigger
still
bands.
some hardcore fans that
yeah,
will like
even
always
like the
listen
big
to that
bands
stuff.
that have been like Sleeping with Sirens or Pills. I mean, they even
Yeah.
kind of more went the alternative side.
Yeah, Bring Me the
They-
Horizon has made like 100% change.
I love
yeah.
their new sound.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with
They're
you.
kind of poppy now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like even like some of the metal or the hard rock bands that have stuck around, it's just their own sound. It's real cool.
Do you think it's safe to say that or do you, in your guys' opinion, do you think your music should change as the time goes on, or you think you should stick with a formula
For sure.
I think it should change a little bit in the
Okay.
sense of like you don't want like every song to sound the same. You
Yeah.
want each song to have like its own identity. I think honestly like we do a really nice job with that. Like when we like we actually have a difficult time putting together a set sometimes, which is like a really nice feeling like in a way. It's not, it's like stressful. It's like like what do we play?
Yeah.
But like it's real cool as in like each song has its own identity, which
For
is
sure. And I mean, you
real
grow as
awesome.
people through time, too.
Yeah.
So, of course, Yeah. like your music's going to grow with
Have
you.
a different way of thinking. Your emotions are different during time period.
Sure.
Did you find that happening like since 2008? Until right now. Do you think like you're in different headspaces like as time progressed?
Yeah,
like,
we started dating
Yeah.
girls.
okay, big game changer.
Big game.
Started getting,
Dating girls and like
Started
kind of
getting
getting
sad?
into what?
started getting sad.
Started getting a little sad, like getting in the adult world,
Yeah,
getting older,
paying bills.
paying bills, having jobs, and
Right.
I don't know. You see friends less because like people's schedules are busy. That's what the song.
And it was all, I mean, like for our early songs, like before the Flood album, like early songs. I mean, it was like there was a time when we were just writing songs, like putting words on paper that rhymed, and you
Right.
could sing a melody to
It
it. So I
we
mean,
had
we're
to write
definitely
lyrics just to play music.
right. So I mean, definitely, and Brandon has evolved like as a great songwriter and lyricist. So like we're extremely
Thanks.
fortunate for that.
His face is getting red over here. He's like, oh, stop.
This whole podcast is about branding.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to. Yeah, I am the best. Like,
Brandon Fisher.
Welcome to
Give it up for Brandon Fisher and the Northern Wales.
I love it. Well, so I guess with your music also, there's been some other music videos. We won't even talk about the new one yet. So like, I think you guys have some old ones on YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. What's that process like? Every time you guys film a video, do you feel like the process of like changes for every video? Or
I mean, it was just like the first music video we ever did was the one for Scary Monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, that was and I think that really is like our only actual music video. We put together a little montage for our song Peter Pan off of the Flawed album, but it's more of like just like what I said, like a montage of like a gig. But our first music video was Scary Monsters, and it was like this new one was so much better of a process for like a couple reasons. I mean, the first one, it was freezing. First of all, it was like the end of November, and it was outside.
right.
So I mean, that was really the only reason it was a struggle to get that one together.
Everyone's numb by the end of it.
Right. So, and I mean,
is kicking in.
Right. Some of the members didn't make it out. Like,
yeah. But I
I'll
mean,
leave them here. We'll get them tomorrow. We gotta go.
and it was another good, like I said, with like why the Flawed album is a good thing in hindsight, because it was good to go through the process of putting a music video together and figuring out like how long it takes and how many individuals are involved in that. I mean, we had so many extras involved in the first video because it's just like us with a bunch of our friends dancing around a big fire and stuff. But just coordinating that and figuring out like how to get something like that done was really good. So, and it got us to where we're currently at. So, I mean, I definitely don't regret it in any way.
So where do the concepts come from when you're doing a music video? Like, how do you come up with, like, you've got the song, cool. How do you go take it to the next level?
I mean, it's a struggle.
This one was really all Nate, Nathan Shively. He's from Youngstown, lives in Cleveland now. He's the director. I mean, minor ideas from us, what we wanted in the video, how we wanted it to look like logistically almost. But I mean, I'd say probably 90% of the idea for this video came from him.
Okay.
He did, I mean, we really didn't do much video-wise. I mean, he did all of looking for extras, all of getting the crew together, all of, obviously, the filming and editing, all of everything, I guess. I mean,
nice. So it takes, like, all that stress away from you guys.
Yeah.
You guys just get to
And
be
there's
there.
also-
He's brilliant.
And there's also essentially like, I want to say like a 5-year gap roughly between the Scary Monsters video and the new music video.
Yeah.
So, and that was just because like, I mean, we released a single called Deep, and in a perfect world, we would have released a video for that, but we just never, like, it just never kind of came to be. Like, we just didn't have the resources, the money. We didn't have a full band at the time.
Sure.
So, I mean, there were other factors, like, affecting that as well. But it was definitely good to have Nate, because it's, in terms of the creative standpoint for a music video, it's tough for, I don't know why I don't know about you guys, but I mean, like,
You make me smile.
I just think it's, I don't know. It just seems awkward to me when I like picture it, or when I try to think of like a serious enough music video, because we definitely don't take ourselves seriously to a certain extent.
right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. From that standpoint, it's challenging.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine like trying to picture that, because I've thought about that before. Like, how the hell would I go about making a
Like,
music
how do you
video?
not
Because
look-
it's like you just there's so many things going on. There's so
Right.
much like logistics behind it, between getting people together. And,
How am I not going to look totally goofy doing
yeah,
this?
exactly.
You
It's
also
like-
have that combination of, I mean, building off that, how do you make, like you said, we don't take ourselves seriously at all. I mean, when we have to, we absolutely have to, and we need to get stuff done, obviously.
Yeah.
We do, but how do you portray the message? Because, I mean, Brandon's writing, his lyrics are deep. They mean something. They mean a lot to us and even more to him. And he does really good at portraying that into words and what he needs. And there's always that feeling of, how do we portray this message in the best way we can with also
being
our silly selves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from the first cut we saw of this video, Nate did a phenomenal job of, like, there's a couple scenes that are, like, really funny. Like, I'm really proud of. But then it also gets this message of our song Believe It out there, and, like, lets everybody know.
This is the part of the podcast where we feature some music from the band's unplugged set. This first one's called Believe It.
All right. We are Northern Whale here with the Enkindled Columbus podcast. And on a wonderful Flannel Wednesday at Craft and Vinyl. Now we are going to play our first song, which is called Believe It.
much has changed, but so much has not. Now I'm always right, but you still prove me wrong a lot. Knew that I regret the piano in my room and numb the pain for a while, but now I wanted to move, cause maybe then I'd finally have the space to rent a time machine, and it can take me to a time back when I wasn't so blue, or back when I was close to you. Now there's a stranger in my skin, I don't know who. Yeah, there's a stranger in my skin, I don't know who. And it's not something we talk about, but come on, it's not a secret when I tell you that I love you. I can tell you don't believe it. I know I've been gone, absorbed in myself. Even when I'm next to you, I'm really somewhere else. And I know how much you hate when I just say that I'm fine, but I don't know how to tell you that I wanna die. My hair a different color, wanna change my name. I might as well, cause I don't recognize myself anyway. There's a stranger in my skin, I don't know who. Yeah, there's a stranger in my skin, I don't know. And I've been wandering away from all the things I should hold, but I got caught up in a game of hide and seek with my soul. Now there's a stranger in my skin, I don't know who. Yeah, there's a stranger in my skin, I don't know who. And it's not something we talk about, but come on, it's not a secret when I tell you that I love you. I can tell you don't believe it. I said it's not something we talk about, but come on, it's not a secret when I tell you that I love you. I can tell you don't believe it.
Back to the podcast.
I think that's good that you guys like kind of have that attitude, like, oh, we don't take ourselves too serious. Like, I mean, obviously you should take yourself serious,
Yeah.
like in the music way, but like I think it's good, and we have this conversation like probably every podcast is like, how can you be authentic with your music? And I think it's very important. And I had a question about you guys had a kickstart for this, the new one video,
Yes.
right?
did.
Do you think that was like a game changer in the production side of things?
Definitely.
Did you get did that was a good
really,
turnout?
Yeah, that was really cool. We got an excellent response from family, friends, coworkers.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a tremendous help, and like we are truly so thankful for that.
That's
which was
fantastic.
really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
it
awesome
was.
that you guys have that support.
Yeah, it really is. Like sometimes, like I don't know, like it's a weird, like music, like trying to do music for like a career is a weird thing because like sometimes you can get real down on yourselves. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
It's just like I just sometimes like why aren't we packing like 1,000 cap venues? Why aren't we getting like the big tours? But you see the people in your corner, and like that just it makes it worth it. You know?
Well, yeah, you'll have times where it seems like people look down on you or they don't take you seriously.
Yeah.
But then you've got, like you said, you've got that support. You've got people in your
and it's
corner,
awesome.
and that
It's awesome.
it validates what you're doing.
Or
And-
I guess from a personal experience, so we played I think it was the second show in the band that we're in. We played at Ruby Tuesday Live, I think off Summit. I don't know if you guys know where that is.
Ruby Tuesday
Yeah.
puts on shows.
It's not the restaurant.
Oh,
we thought the same, we thought the same thing.
I
Like,
wanted
we're
to
gonna
play next to the salad bar. That was gonna fucking sweet. Everything crazy.
I would have been eating croutons.
too.
I would have been.
No, well, anyway, basically, where I'm getting at is the other two bands went on, and I understand the show wasn't necessarily for us or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, it was a weird feeling when like that last band went on and house was packed.
Yeah.
and like you're kind of sitting there. I'm like, man, we fucking suck. Man,
Yeah.
maybe I should never just pick up a guitar again. Like, I don't know.
Right.
It sounds awful. Like,
No.
I'll get this experience of like, man, like I really do suck. Did you guys ever kind of get that kind of going through the stages of music?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Comparison is the
Still.
thief of joy. Yeah. It's tough, like, not to compare yourselves to other artists, you know, like, because it's just like, oh, what are they doing that's working? But, like,
Yeah.
that's them. You know,
Yeah,
working
exactly.
for them. You know, what works for them might not work for you, and just kind of, you got to do yourself.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think if you are able to convert that into motivation to be better as a
Right,
musician, you know,
Yeah.
it only benefits you
Definitely.
in the long run.
Definitely.
So you mentioned earlier the song Deep. That song seems like it's been doing really well just across all platforms. Why do you think that song specifically is
Groovy.
doing as well as it is?
I mean, it's a really good song.
Yeah.
That was another Brandon brainchild.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I have no clue really why it's.
We encored that song at one of our hometown shows recently, and my goodness, like, what a response it got. It was like kind of like we traditionally end our shows with our song Simba off the Until
Okay,
Dawn
yes.
record, but then we encored with Deep because we had time for one more, and I mean, just people were just grooving and just having a great time, and I don't know, it just gets a great response.
Some songs just work, and you don't know why. Like
Yeah.
I think I speak for all of us. Like Deep is not any of our favorite songs, but like it seems
Yeah,
like
it's just the one
the
that happened
favorite
to
of
work.
fans.
How about Sushi? Is Sushi another?
Sushi's a hometown favorite.
Yeah.
That one, I really like that one. That's
Yeah,
probably
when you guys play that Shrunken Head, like usually I'm the type of person like I always stand in the back, kind of, you know, you got like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
7 to 8, maybe 16 PBRs going or something.
Maybe 16.
Maybe
Depends on how hard the week
5,
goes.
20, 25,
25
whatever.
tops.
Yeah.
Honest God.
Yeah.
No, but like I remember, I think when you guys played Sushi, and I was like, this is really fucking good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. I think that's, you guys are doing a great job with the music itself. It makes people move, dude.
Thank you, man.
And I love the power play of you jumping on Scott's shoulders.
Oh.
When you
Shake
guys
me
did
up.
that, when I seen that, I'm like, this is it.
It was definitely 46.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, they did it. They took the show. I'm like, all right. Like, it's still sold.
you,
I'm like,
man.
I'm sold. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that was badass.
awesome.
What a
Do you guys-
strong guy.
Do you have to practice that? Like when you guys are practicing?
We practiced it before the first time we ever did it. We practiced it and we practiced in Jake's basement, and we did that, and it was like too short to actually practice. So we just said, it'll probably work, and then we just kind of do it.
Wait, have you had any gig malfunctions? That's the question Zach always
We've been close.
dude,
that was
are
funny.
we talking about the shoulder thing malfunctions or just like
any
Anything.
malfunctions that you
Yeah.
show,
All right.
notable
We've been
malfunctions.
lucky so far with the
gnarly
shoulder.
or
All right,
not
so
gnarly?
We only had one
we
minor
had-
shoulder one.
So this made me think of like the latest malfunction. So the only thing that happened, it was just super funny. So we had like a 3-week stretch of gigs, like all a week apart.
Yeah.
And we played in Pittsburgh for the second gig, and it was at Point Park University, and it was like outside, like in this park. It was really cool. But so we're like doing the song where like it gives those two time to figure out the shoulder thing, and then they're out in the middle of the crowd, and like they like give me the nod like they're ready. So then I do the cue to bring the song back in so they can run around doing the shoulder thing. And then as we're counting back in, both of their faces are like, wait. So like they sprint back with
No, I
Brandon on
sprinted.
it. Scott sprinted.
I was
Brandon
working hard,
with
too.
a person on his shoulder with a guitar.
The brand's hanging out.
And Scott, because he plays Scott's guitar
Yeah,
when he goes
yeah,
on
I've
his
seen you guys
shoulders.
switch and stuff,
And that's
yeah.
because his wireless guitar wasn't working. So that's another malfunction.
Another malfunction,
But
yeah.
his wireless guitar wasn't working, so he was using Scott's wireless guitar. But when they went to do the shoulder mechanism, Scott put his tuner on.
I was a dummy.
So when you have your tuner on, you can't.
Yeah, it cuts out the signal.
Cuts out the signal. So they're about to count in, and they sprint back towards the guitar, flip the tuner on, and then we finish the song.
I think we made it though. I think I made
Nope.
it back.
Close
He's like,
enough.
no, you didn't.
Close enough.
He's like, we're going to talk about
was
after the
it was close
podcast,
enough.
but you didn't make it.
It was close enough.
That was a cool show.
I was
it was
laughing.
really
From
like
my
in the middle of
perspective,
like
we
this
made
like,
it.
little party. It was a cool show.
Badass.
Yeah, outside shows are cool.
That was like our worst malfunction. One of them.
Yeah.
We're gonna knock on wood because
no,
now the
wait.
next one,
All right,
your
so there
shoulder's
was
gonna
another
go up.
malfunction.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Like
Brandon,
probably my third show.
Brandon was drumming. Scott was playing guitar, and like I'll hand it to him that it was like he was newer at the time, so he hadn't been playing with us for that long.
Probably my third show ever.
But we
and
practiced.
to be fair, I learned how to play guitar to be in Northern Wales.
But we
Okay, so
So-
this was early on.
But we practiced
fan?
plenty. So we had this gig, and we started the song. It started with drums or something.
Is ants.
And no, it was Ants. Okay, which starts with guitar, which would have been Scott. So Ants is next, and I don't know if you started playing or
Wrong
if
key.
we were just like, all right, go, and you just froze, and no, wrong key.
started on the wrong
You're right.
key.
So we started playing the song in the completely wrong key, and then instead of just adjusting it on the fly, he stopped playing and did the timeout signal to
We
the
gotta
whole
stop
to
this.
the entire crowd and us and everybody, and it was the goofiest thing ever. So Scott called timeout in the middle of a song, and
So what did you learn from
love
that? I
that.
guess is the question. What,
How many timeouts did you have left?
none.
Was it the first one? Yeah. Was it the first or second half?
they
How many
they
points
yanked
were you
the
down?
rest of them from me.
That's great.
But yeah,
Threw the
just,
red flag and yanked the rest of them.
But yeah, just working on our transitions and smoothing things out over time.
For sure. That's something you can never get too good at because,
Right.
the more you practice it, the cooler it gets. And, if you're always evolving and doing shows all the time, it makes your shows different.
Yeah. We literally sat down one night in Jake's basement, and we call him Cap, by the way. So if you hear us call
Yeah,
him
can we
Cap.
start doing that? It's been a struggle for me so far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So the Cap, Jake is Cap, Scott is Scoot, I'm Snowball, and then Brandon is B.
Or you could call me Brandon.
B.
Now call him
No,
B.
don't.
I don't know why I'm Snowball.
You wanted to be
It's 'cause of his
sauce.
hair.
Did you name yourself? Can you name yourself nicknames?
Oh, he tried that.
I tried because Snowball was just so weird to me. I was like Snowball, and then
You
they were like,
tried
it's just
to
because-
name yourself Sauce.
It's better than. Yeah, you're right. No, but they were like, you're Snowball because you just roll around and do whatever you want, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
But we secretly told each other that it was his hair.
Oh,
Yeah, whatever.
the secret's out. Here on Enkindled.
But we sat in Cap's basement one night, and we are like, all right, how do we make our live show better? And then we just all decided transitions. Let's just make the set flow, so you just kind of keep people engaged for the whole 30, 45 to an hour,
Right.
however many minutes.
You know
it
what?
is.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you just mentioned that because I don't think people realize there's more than just practicing an instrument when it comes to music. I mean, there is
Yeah.
that business side,
Yeah.
which that is I think anytime anything starts, you get money involved, it's going to get weird unless you talk about it, right? Yeah, it does. People get pissed off, whatever it is.
It's a touchy subject.
Yeah, and it gets weird quick. And the transitions,
Stage presence.
stage presence. I
yeah.
still have trouble. I didn't realize I was fucking scared of being on stage. I'll go up and play. I'm like, I can't stop shivering. I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna
cold?
die. I couldn't be. I'm overweight. I mean, there's no way. No, but no. Okay, that's just the point I'm trying to make. It's
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes into music besides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the performance, half of it's the music, half of it's what you do on, that's because when you take it on stage, you can express yourself through your music and write about what you want or what you're thinking, but
sure.
when you go on stage, that's kind of the exorcism for it.
You're an entertainer at that
Yeah,
point. So
exactly.
You have to,
and just so that's the other half of the battle, just kind of.
I think for us too, coming from Youngstown with a lot of really good bands, I think there's just a sense that maybe other than Seth, who's a great drummer, we are the least skilled band in Youngstown.
Shut up.
So we have
really?
so we,
Stop it.
as
I
far
don't
as
know.
All
our
right, guys, this has been fun. I'm out.
as far as our playing our instruments, so we always have worked hard to make sure we're entertaining and people have fun because if
There's
it's
a
just
high
a talent
expectation
thing,
there.
it's not there.
Because they know I'm killing it.
I mean, for instance, Seth is the only one. Seth did band in high school and middle school and stuff, and he I'm assuming you took drum lessons at some point in your life.
2 years.
So there you go.
None of us are classically trained
None
or
of
have
us
ever
took
taken
lessons.
Right.
I mean, none of us are trained musicians. So I use the term musician loosely because of that. I mean, we're just friends that happen to be okay at some instruments, and we
hop on
make
each other's shoulders.
Cap's
sometimes.
the
It's
greatest.
great music.
And
Cap
turn
is
on
like
a pedal.
honestly, I'm gonna brag. I'm gonna brag for a second. Cap's a really great front man. He's very entertaining, very fun
Is
to
that
watch.
bragging?
That's bragging because he's in my band.
All right.
Okay.
It's 50-50.
Fair enough. Okay.
Fine, it counts.
Yeah.
It's a great
I
line. I don't
honestly I love my band, dude. I love my I love my friends. They're my best friends, and I love them.
I love hearing that you guys are friends because
Yeah.
I wonder, do you think you could be in a band for as long as if you let's
no.
say if you hated
No.
Brandon or what if you
Oh, I
hated
do.
Scott? Oh,
But
okay.
they make it up for it.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
okay.
I'm kidding.
Wow. All right.
I'm kidding. I'm messing.
Cut it. No, okay. So I think it's good to be friends with your band
Because we have that rapport outside of music.
for sure.
That was a weird p.
Yeah, we don't.
Plosive.
Yes,
Called a plosive,
the plosives. Yes.
I do that every time we're setting up. I'm like, plosive.
Oh, that's
If you look at the sound,
see.
wave,
That's
it's
why.
just like-
That's why you gotta hang out with everybody. You learn new things. But yeah, no, we're all super good friends. We play video games. We go. I say we're all dating. I'm like, you guys ever realize we're all dating?
All right.
And we're just like,
What stage of dating?
He
though?
uses that loosely.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just in an open
You
relationship.
guys don't say that. Just say
Scott and Cap are not about it, but Brendan and I are so
Scott's
adamant
very
about
for
it.
it.
I mean,
I've accepted that it's kind of a thing.
We're more
okay?
associates than
Yeah,
anything.
we're just in an open relationship.
I don't know how we could be dating when he told me that we were dating and it was news to me.
What happened was this was the other day. Me and Seth were talking about how we were dating, and we were like, "Cap's not going to like this at all." And we said, "Hey, Cap, do you ever realize that we're dating?" And he said, "Shut up, no, we're not. Hey, come look at this sweater I just got."
I'm like, oh, dating.
He's like, please don't tell my dad. Whatever you do, do not tell my
By the
parents.
way, do you guys want to go to dinner a little bit?
Yeah, like we go to dinner together. We go to concerts. We just went and saw Bad Sons last night in Cleveland.
Not me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He
my
wasn't
brother.
invited.
We went with his brother. We went with his little brother.
You're cheating on him with his brother?
They're interchangeable.
His brother is a better host than him.
Wow.
Yeah, he made sure we had waters, snacks.
Snacks, Mountain Dews.
That's the only way you can write music. If I don't have Code Red, don't talk to me. Please.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
I'm not
If
doing
I don't
that.
have code red before noon, it's gonna be a bad day.
So I guess how much time? What time are we at, Zach? Over there?
We got some time. There's a few things I still
Okay.
want to talk about. So you guys have played some shows like all over the country. What's that like?
I mean,
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to say that we've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, we went out west and Los Angeles a couple times. We went to Vegas for like a week. I mean, it's just a cool experience. I mean, booking flights and
Absolutely.
going out there and trying to figure out the logistics of all that. I mean, it's a headache.
Booking flights
and
is
we
cool.
also had, I mean, we were a little younger at the time, and we had a parent figure that was able to help us. Like, I mean, our parents have been great, so like all of our parents were able to help us figure out the logistics behind doing something like that. But I mean, it's really cool to say that we did it. So I mean,
absolutely.
we played at Whiskey A Go Go. We played at Capitol Records. I mean, it's really cool to say that we've done.
Well,
that.
yeah, I saw on your Spotify bio that you guys shared the stage with some pretty big artists.
We did. I mean, small hand. I mean, like, all right. So when you write a resume for yourself,
Oh yeah, no,
you
yeah,
want to
for
try
sure.
and beef it up a little bit.
For
so
sure.
share the stage is a loose term for we were on the same piece of paper as all these people.
Yeah.
Hey, that counts.
But it counted. It counted.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
mean,
that's still like
I mean, in 2015, we played at Fashion Meets Music Festival here in Columbus.
That was that nationwide, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, headlining that was AWOL Nation, Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, Young the Giant. I mean,
Can't believe you didn't lead
OAR.
with Young the Giant.
I mean, it was crazy, and like that was like a great experience in itself. But just being able to do things like that and then using it effectively,
Absolutely.
like to
Absolutely.
market ourselves.
Yeah. Do you guys do your own booking or stuff, or did you ever get in the field of managers yet, or anything like that?
We tested some managers, and it for various reasons here
Just
and
doesn't-
there. I mean, they just
What's
didn't
that
work
like
out.
trying to find something like that? I mean, is that
It kind of like, I don't know if we found them.
Both of the managers we worked with for a little bit. This was in the past too, like years ago. They kind of found us, and then it didn't really work out. So now, I mean, of anyone, I would say Cap's our manager.
yeah,
He's
he's the whale dad.
yeah.
I think it probably helps also with having 6 members. You can kind of divide some of the duties between people,
Right.
or at least
That's
you have other
important.
people to lean on when you
Right.
need support
Yeah.
and help doing those kind of things.
absolutely? So I guess to start bringing everything to a close here, what do you guys want people to know about Northern Whale? What are you doing differently?
We'll be back. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd say, I mean, definitely check us out. But I think no matter what, if you come to a show, you'll have fun.
yeah.
Absolutely, I can vouch for
I
that.
And I guarantee we will.
Northern Wales shows are fun. Like, and we always throw a cover in there, a fun one for everybody.
There you
And
go.
I don't know, you'll be
Yeah,
dancing.
I think we've just spent so much time on our live show in this past year that because you see so many bands and you're great, the music's great, but you weren't fully immersed. You weren't
You
fully
don't get the
like
buy-in.
in the show. I think we have worked super hard this past year. I mean, I know we have to to get it to where we know when a song ends what we're doing. We don't have to look at each other. We never, I mean, you in our recent shows, you will very rarely see us communicate with each other throughout the show.
And if we do, it's just because we miss each other.
Yeah.
If we say hi, that's just because we're going through withdrawals.
Because we're dating, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
you have
but
to have
like,
that.
it's just we've put so much into the show and so much into the show aspect of it that we're super proud of it and we're super excited of where it is.
You're going to have
and
fun.
Happy to show
Absolutely.
people.
You're going to have fun. And, like, you know, come talk to us. Like, we're just, you know, we want to talk to you and just have a conversation about anything. You know, like, we're not scary.
Right.
You know, like, I feel like that's like a thing sometimes. Like, people like
You are
think,
scary. Is that what
like,
you're saying?
No,
That's a thing sometimes.
No, that's a thing. Like, I am scared. No, I'm just kidding. Like,
I get
don't know.
pissed
Like,
off.
when
We're the
people,
meanest guys if you try to speak to
when
us.
people like say like, oh, I'm in a band. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes there's a stigma like, oh, douchebag or
Yeah.
I know.
asshole,
I
you know what I
totally
mean?
understand.
Like,
Yeah.
oh,
No, I
but-
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's
Like,
definitely
sometimes,
true,
not all-
but we still want to talk.
Yeah, sometimes it makes. What,
Buy our merch.
yeah.
Merch
Yeah.
is back.
Also,
so.
please do
yeah.
that.
But no, I think we're like super fun and super kind.
I mean, you guys are approachable. Like you're.
Yeah. We
be.
yeah.
That's definitely.
Thank
I
you
think
very much, by
it's-
the way.
That's important. I
Yeah.
think it is important.
It is important
Or,
because
what were we saying? Sorry.
because like I don't know. I think like if you have a shitty personality, it doesn't matter how good your music is. That's just. I mean,
just-
people will still listen.
If you're
to
Kanye West, I mean, they keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really fuck with Kanye though, for real. 808s and Heartbreak's a great
It's
album.
good.
But
Our new podcast.
But no, but yeah. So that's I guess the takeaway of Northern Whale. Kat, you wanna add?
Aside from our live show, we got new music coming out soon. New music video at the end of this year and the beginning of the next. So stay tuned for
Got
it.
a lot coming.
Got a lot coming.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming out and doing
Thank you
this.
guys. Thank
You guys had a far drive.
thank you.
Well, you had a far drive.
I did on this lovely flannel Wednesday.
Yeah, I had a great nap on the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Northern Whale.
Thank you, Alonzo. Thank you, Alonzo and Zach.
Thank you.
As always, thanks for listening to the podcast, and here is the band's second song from their Unplugged set.
This next song is called Shake Me Up.
How are we starting it? Okay.
Too hard to be lovers, much too hard to be friends. He looks for another reason to contact her again. 'Cause as deliciously vicious with past love as she was, he wishes she misses it as much as he does. Envisioning visions of new lust is enough. Too much to stomach, he can't think of it. Tries to keep laughing to not sink down under, but echoes of all their shed laughter still hover. Grabs her and shoves her to the back of his mind, and that's all the contact he's able to find for now. That's all they'll find for now. Why'd you have to shake me up and shake me up and mix me around again? Think we're going back down again. Why'd you have to shake me up and down? I lost my head, you lost your clothes, but isn't this how it always goes? Shake me up till I explode, shake me up, up, up and overflow. So break my hands or break my nose if I try it again too close. Just friends I know, so tell the memories leave me alone. You're okay, and you know that I'm okay. At least that's what we say. I would love it if you stay. I was wiser yesterday. Now the taste don't go away. I lost my head, you lost your clothes, but isn't this how it always goes? Shake me up till I explode, shake me up. up, 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 and overflow. So break my hands or break my nose if I try to get too close. Just friends I know, so tell the memories leave me alone. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. Lost my head, you lost your clothes, but isn't this how it always goes? Shake me up till I explode, shake me up, 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 and overflow. So break my hands and break my nose if I try to get too close. Just friends I know, so tell the memories leave me alone.